I'm going to say this very slow. Racism is a type of witchcraft. Racism is a type of spell casting. Racism is a type of ritual. Yes, it is systematic injustice and all that other stuff. But hear me when I say that it started out as some weird occult nonsense. When you study the history of the people in power that orchestrated everything that we're going through, all the way back to the Portuguese and Spain and the split of the Prime Meridian, there has always been occultic forces. The word occult means hidden culture. The word cult means system of beliefs. What they believe, and listen to me, is that the black race, right, represents the old world. You can look this up. Look up the Theophany Society, okay? Look up the Knights of the Rose Order. Look up the Golden Circle. Like, for real, I'm being dead serious. Y'all don't really understand why these people believe in racism so much. It's not just hate, it's a religion. It is a form of ritual, okay? And the original forces of this world, especially through the 16 and 1700s, that started the mechanism of which we're dealing with today, is because this is a ritual, a form of destiny swapping, okay? When you read The Observation Concerning Mankind, People, and the Countries by Benjamin Franklin, written in 1755, you go to the last page, I think it's 224, he literally says that they brought Europeans over to America as a ritual for the gods of Mars and Venus, to homogenize them under the banner of whiteness to make a new people. He dead ass says that. And he says that he wants to take the sons of Africa and remove them from America. Okay? It was always a ritual, right? Isn't that why we have the apotheosis of George Washington in the Capitol building? You can look up and see him being depicted as a whole deity. Isn't that why the Washington Monument is the same as Osiris and it represents a phallic symbol? Is that why we have Greco-Roman structures all across this country representing the gods and deities of antiquity? Is this why JBL, Jet Propulsion Laboratories, which was foundational in NASA and sending us to the moon, founders were also occultists? Same with Henry Ford. Same with all the companies. The people that built New York were occultists, and that's why that's such a hub for all of this stuff. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Because in reality, when you look up the definition of Negro from the 19th century Britannica, what you see is that it was an exonym that didn't just mean people in Africa. It was Malaysia, Australia, the Polynesian Islands, and Asia, right? So, and that represents the old world. That represents the East. So if you don't understand what racism really is, it's a form of destiny swapping. It's a form of making the majority the minority, giving power to the minority. This is why they're always talking about the Great Replacement Theory and how the white race is dying out and they're not having children. They're being replaced by black and brown immigrants. They have been talking about this stuff for the last 400 years. And everything you've been seeing has to